Hey guys, I've got some good news and some bad news. If you're here for that sweet, delicious Brony drama, to call this Brony related, it's gonna take some kind of jumps that even Evel Knievel couldn't make. Actually, this is gonna change recently. The good news is, I do have things I want to talk about. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering where How Not to Brony 30 is, it's over on Fan and Frenzy. You can click on an annotation that will take you right to the video, or alternatively, go to the How Not to Brony list. It's the third row on ForNoGoodReason, that's this channel. So, a while ago I suggested H-Bomber Guy on this channel, and I can safely say I found HBG before Lily showed him on Glass of Water. Not that I'm a trendsetter here, I'm kind of a late bloomer to the H-Bomber Guy bandwagon.
Solicited pornography to people, we're basically living in a social studies warrior dystopia. The smart, reasonable attention seekers on Infowars.Facebook are very sure it's because he tweeted about how immigration causes crime, which, using maths, is correct. Since a non-zero percentage of all people in every country commit crimes, immigration from any country theoretically puts citizens at risk. We need to block immigration from every No, I'm just kidding, only Muslim ones. Because you know what they're like. And that's not racism. Islam is not a race, so it can't possibly be bigoted to assume they're all criminals who need to be stopped. I'm rational. Don't criticize me or I'll send you porn. This
is gonna be a personal preference, a nitpick if you will. If for whatever reason H-Bomber Guy ever sees this, no, I don't feel entitled enough to think that you need to change working your formula to suit my sorry ass. I'm not DigiBro. But we'll get to that eventually. H-Bomber Guy he's funny, he's witty, he's talented. He says all kinds of crap that I want to hear. I am a filthy liberal after all. What's the problem? He says everything I want to hear. Some of you guys might not understand. Well, why is that an issue? Loved ones, family members, friends, content creators, human beings all have imperfections. It's what makes them endearing. Jim Sterling worries too much about what Nintendo fans think, but hey, if I was as big as him, maybe I would too. DigiBro cares too much about analysis and puts too much stock in what he wants versus what other content creators want, without any sense of irony. Guru Larry, and we'll have to think about this one, focuses a little too much on the past, but hey, it's a winning formula and I wouldn't change it for the world. So naturally I made myself cynical to look to see if there was a problem here. There's the No Man's Sky rant, the Fallout 3 is garbage, and here's why. I like H-Bomber Guy, cause I'm a complete irredeemable asshole. And chances are, if you like him, so are you. Here, let's play one more clip.
Truth to power and have opinions about video games.
Hello friends, and this time I'd like to talk about the recently released, highly anticipated game No Man's Sky. The game is a variation on the Minecraft or Terraria style loot gathering and crafting mechanics people have seen before, but with the central
No, I could really work hard in trying to improve myself. I could sit here and lament about what a cynical dick that I've become. I mean, was there ever a time I wouldn't have laughed at this? I mean, Jesus, that would have been a lifetime ago. But yeah, no seriously, there's a value in playing devil's advocate, in taking what may or may not be an unpopular opinion. Again, that disconnect comes with, and this is all very manufactured. It's way too obvious because it feels manufactured, and that's what causes the disconnect. Immersion, to me, is part of the entertainment experience. It's what sort of ultimately takes me out of the zero punctuation experience from Ben Yahtzee. I can't help but feel like I gotten taken to a show just for keks. But that's my own retarded problem. On retarded and personal problems, we'll get to Digi in a bit, but that's going to be a massive section, so we're going to handle that last. The next part is from your friend and mine, Midnight Chimes.
Spade's video, along with ForNoGoodReason going out of his way to credit artists at every opportunity as if to make some kind of empty statement. Lily practically had an open goal, and did she make the most of it? Not exactly.
Don't you dare say there's a problem with my drawing. I'd like to see you do better. Don't you dare say my prices are too expensive.
Grand narratives and arbitrary agendas are everywhere, and the reason is because we like to simplify, because it is easier to see things in black and white than in colour, but it is also dangerous. I used to sympathise heavily with the left wing until I realised that that too is just another arbitrary set of beliefs with little bearing on reality. Take the farce that was the EU referendum, for example. Those on the political left couldn't stop to consider for a moment how leaving the EU might possibly be a good idea, because if you believe that, then you must automatically be a racist bigot.
You might think I'm pissed right now. I was aware that going up and down and crediting every last simple picture was me being gauche. It was me being a tacky asshole, and honestly, Midnight gets top marks for making this remark. Now, granted, back in How Not to Brony 30, I spotlighted a commentator named Gwis who did a commentary on Pete and did the same thing, only he'd been doing it for months now. And sadly, I haven't. Quite frankly, it adds a lot of time. And if you use a lot of artwork and to do this for each and every piece, and the reasonable half measure would have been more along the lines of, just give credit for those people who ask. It's what Kichi FIM does. See, I've been mulling around in my head how to handle the DigiBro blowout fiasco for just under a week, about 6 days. I found Midnight Chimes' honesty refreshing. He didn't tell me aside, he called me out on my bullshit in public. Right now, Midnight Chimes is my favorite Brony. That later we talked about, in regards to DigiBro, yeah, it's go time. To put this into context, there are 3 to 4 videos that you may wish to view to understand what's going on. 3 of which are on DigiBro's channel, Digi After Dark. Just shit-talking other YouTubers for like a half hour, oh god, what have I done? TBH, Otaku Gonzo Journalism is just pretend phrasing of Otaku Lifestyle Blogger. And The Artist is Not Abstract, with the final video coming from Gigguk called Don't Be Like DigiBro. I want to put this into perspective. Even though explaining beforehand, according to Digi's video, is only ever going to piss him off. Too bad you're not the center of the universe, Mr. Collins. Till this drama, I have never watched a Gigguk video. The only time I've ever heard this guy's name is when Digi, not a poker chip Napsy, or TPR, that's the pedantic romantic, has name-fagged this guy on their work or otherwise. I count Digi in the top 3 of my favorite YouTubers, so when I tell you that Gigguk had every right in the world to slap the dog fuck out of Digi, you can tell that I'm not some retarded fanboy. I actually showed this to A&Y Pony, who is a Gigguk fan, and he said he respected him even more after this. I do not want anyone to dogpile DigiBro. I'm not interested in hearing a bunch of idiotic knobs piss and moan about how you felt Digi wronged you in some way because he didn't like an episode this way or that way. And if you're focusing on that, kindly get the fuck out of this video, get off of my channel, and never come back. And some of you guys are laughing right now, alternatively thinking, well, what if Digi screams at you and cuts you off? I bet you'll change your tune. So, to be perfectly clear, if you're Anime Wolfgamer or Fanfickle Entertainment,
sure, he's not confusing cowardice with common sense. like it's just like he's not drunk. He's like, maybe I shouldn't.
Fuck those guys.
This isn't about you. You don't get to come around and retroactively go, aha, I was right all along, except with a lot more squeakier and obnoxious kind of voice. That said, DigiBro, like myself, is a bit of a cunt. There's no sugarcoating it at this point, so I'm not going to even try. By the way, we're going to jump around a lot. Going to DigiBro's 3rd video, where he makes his point about content creators or anime reviewers aren't above critique. It's funny we should agree on that, Digi. It's also funny Digi cited Razor Fist and rants because the more analytical style that would have better suited him are called commentaries. One almost assumes that he was being a lazy cunt. This is from the 2nd video.
To me, there's a big difference between like a piece of writing that has poignance to it and then just sort of like empty entertainment, you know? And I think a lot of YouTubers are just trying to be entertaining for that 15-minute span of time that someone has clicked on your video, you know? And then it's just kind of over, and I don't know what we've gained from it.
Which is exactly what you tried to do. If you cited Razor Fist at about the 10-minute mark in your Otaku Journalism video, you kind of start to repeat yourself. Had this been some drunken rant in the video, I would have just shrugged my shoulders.
That's what I want my videos to be. I want them to be videos that linger in your mind and affect the way you think about anime and about art and about what you consume. Because it could be anything.
I play this here because this is why I'm a fan of Digi. It's why I sought to talk to him for well over a year. I do like prolific work, but at the same time, there's kind of a pick and choose narrative with its Digi's double standard. He even says it here. It doesn't have to be just anime. Remember this. In one of these other videos, he talks about being critical with his friends. So Digi, when was the last time that Give and Take was prolific?
Hello everybody and welcome to Thursday Mondays. Yes, that's right, every Thursday I'm going to talk about Mondays now. And you know what I say about Monday? Mondays. I hate Mondays. Whew! Garfield, eh? Hey, that's an advantage of a series, and obviously brand recognition gets the game, money. But I'm thinking in terms of like intrinsic quality. Is intrinsic a word that I could use there that makes any sense? Quality of the experience. If you're looking, say that you have like 10 games that you can have, 10 games in all that you could play. And you say, what is the 10 best games ever? People make lists of games and stuff and things, and sometimes they're like, well, I'm going to include one from this series because I don't want to, fill the list up with, too many games. Which I think is stupid, because the idea that a series, because like that makes the series a detriment to itself.
I know that sounds super brutal to bring that up, and as we go on, I'm going to bring up more PCP members. With all due and total respect, if you held your podcast members to half of these expectations, they would have ditched you by now.
So, yeah, I'm sure that those guys are not trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do. And, I enjoy a good entertaining video. I enjoy great visuals and stuff like that. But I just don't think those guys are doing great work in those fields. I understand that they're trying to go for entertainment value and not necessarily for making a deep point or something. I don't get it, and I don't see it as like, I don't see them doing something that's like super, something amazing in that regard.
So Digi, how many videos by the Deview would you go back to?
Because I'm interested in people who have any sort of beef with me or my content.
Except he blocked me when I called him a dumbass for bragging about leaving a comment on a YouTube video.
What you want to do, and I'm like, sure. But I can criticize that, and it was funny. There's some people who were saying, like, how are you going to talk shit about somebody for not, meeting your standard? And I'm like, that's literally what I do in all of my videos. That's what they're doing in their videos.
All right, you wouldn't judge a horror movie for not being funny, would you? Would you judge a slice of life show for having enough action? Okay, you might. Anime and animation is generally really weird. But the point is, you're not supposed to judge something for what isn't featured that it never claimed to be. As far as Gigguk goes, just don't watch his shit. I haven't. Unless he's gonna sit you the fuck down for acting like a stupid dumb shit again, I'm never gonna watch Gigguk.
That video wasn't the shit talking of me, Caniper, or the punk bitch motherfucker RC Anime. Sorry, RC Anime, that just rolls off the tongue way too easily. What bothered me was that he supposedly made this video under the pretense that he's doing this out of frustration and passion for this anime community, wanting to push for better content. And this is totally bullshit. Let me be clear. Digi doesn't really want better anime content. Digi wants more anime content like Digi's content. He wants everything to adhere to his standards and the way he makes videos, like the way he criticised Eyepatch Wolf's introductory anecdotes or dismissed Pause and Select's videos, even though they are way more academically presented than his videos as just, I don't get it. And that is the bone I have to pick, because Digi's way is not the end-all be-all to making fucking anime content.
Digi, you have shit taste.
Motivating factors behind my work in anime is to change people's taste to be more like mine so that more stuff like what I want gets made.
It's why you call yourself an analyst and not a reviewer, because you couldn't get over on what you like. And that's fine. Hell, Movie Bob's an analyst in movies, and he's a big annoying cunt. What you're not supposed to do is shit on content in an entire medium because you're a petty cunt. This is something that Roger Ebert used to do, and your friend Jesse made a video picking that apart on how retarded that was, and only waffled because he didn't have the wherewithal to stand up to his fans. I agreed with his opinion, maybe not so much on how he got there. And no, that wasn't him doing his shtick. I still have paragraphs of text that he left in a response video on me. That was an earnest, heartfelt perspective. I can only assume your friends looked at this video, shook their heads, and done as I've done several times and gone, well, that's our Digi.
I can't talk to these fucking people because none of them are watching my shit. Not like Gigguk doesn't watch my videos. If he did, we could strike up a conversation about this. I could talk to the guy, but everyone in the all these anime YouTubers are very standoff. And it's odd because they all seem to be friends. They have like little cliques, but then they don't venture outside, and no one ever seems to be like criticizing each other or trying to get better. Like in my group of friends, those of you who follow me know that I'm part of the procrastinators. It's like 10 YouTubers who are all a tight-knit group of friends, and we constantly are criticizing each other's work and trying to find ways to improve it, you know? I mean, granted, we're comparably, I guess, a bunch of assholes or just really fucking strict people with our content compared to what I see in other groups.
Dear Digi, I spent a year pursuing you, wheeling and dealing, kissing ass, throwing bribes. What did you do to get a hold of Gigguk? Send a tweet? A whole fucking tweet? Did you even do that? Did you email a nigga? Did you make a top 10 best Gigguk videos and put it on your Digi After Dark channel? Maybe somewhere else? Maybe lower yourself off your high horse a little bit? Because that's what you do when you want to talk to someone. Even if I'm wrong, what you don't do is scream at them like they're fucking obnoxious spurg lords. You know this because you and Jesse used to make fun of bronies for this sort of shit. Isn't it funny, Digi, that you talk about how you're growing as a human being, but you seem to be becoming what you always loathed, and maybe you always were. I remember on Pubcrawl when you used to talk about PCP, and how everyone on there hated Eagle Raptor for being on Rick and Morty and not them. You've always been a bitter, petty, jealous, double standard fuck. Here, remember this?
Sounding retort. And it wasn't even well written. The point was completely moot. But the response to it was largely people going, yeah, I'm so sick of these analysis people. Like all the comments like that. There's even a certain analysis person who, I don't know if I should out him by name. I think he might be friends with Pasta.
Oh, is he a mysterious kind of person?
No, not
Damn.
No, he's a brain in a pony jar.
Oh, Cam? I thought you were talking about voice for a minute there. I was like, oh, no, go
I'm
ahead.
not really a huge fan of Cam's, to be honest.
Cam Goes Pony had a comment in there where he was like trying to say, oh, well, you know, those analysis people are like that, but, you know, guys like me are you know, we're still positive about the show. And I was just like, really, man? And that was where I sort of was like, now it's getting to a point where there's like factions and drama, and like, I just want to analyze a fucking show. Like,
yeah.
I'm here to have fun, to make these videos because they're fun for me. Like, I don't make my videos for other people. I make them for me, you know? So when it got to a point where the sort of drama and the people who are talking about how they feel about analysts and stuff like that, when that gets louder than people who are just talking about the show, that's where it becomes a problem. So,
do you remember this? This is from Antony C's podcast.
No, because he was once talking about Destiny or something. Like, he had some pretty strong thoughts on Destiny as a very good example. Magical Mystery Cure. He and Tommy both did thoughts on the Magical Mystery Cure thing, and I had to disagree, at least with Digi, on the whole Destiny thing. And for like 2 years, this large chunk of rebuttal against everything Digi was saying about Destiny. It's a crock. You're wrong. You know, it's like dominating my text. I'm like, then like this year, I finally get some free time to actually finish that stupid review.
There's a line that Digi likes to bat around quite a bit, and he's like, well, back in the day, we used to be allowed to have different opinions. Are you saying that his version of that is not true?
It's damned wrong. It's absolutely impeachable. Harumph,
a lot of people just sort of disagreed with it, because I remember I was one of the people who actually made, I think, like 2 or 3 videos ranting about it. One when it was still relevant, but of course I'm still a nobody, so no one saw it. And then again when the topic got revived. Because there was a brief revival of the subject. Yeah. And I remember watching one of Digi's like anime reviews. It was one of his when he was still doing pony stuff. He was like slowly transitioning into anime.
Yeah, sort of season 4.
It's somewhere about there. And he mentioned something about a show that he liked. And he's like, the mature people of this world acknowledge that there is no free will. And I'm like, oh, if you want to stick rhetoric into this, I could have seen someone else. At least those other people I can watch know that they're spewing rhetoric.
It's an interesting opinion to have, but what I took exception of, like, he was making it very like a personal thing about his own life. It's like, look at I can relate to Princess Twilight. She's come through this. She's now an alicorn. She's gone through this transformation, and he likened it to his own subscriber count, like his sudden massive popularity. And he has evolved from Digi Brony to Princess Digi Brony. He's now alicorn. Like that was it. It's like I'm an effing Alicorn princess. He had the T-shirt and everything. It was great. And I'm like,
you made me think of that guy who went Super Saiyan, only it's Digi, and now he's like trouble.
I can
just imagine going, you too can be an Alicorn. Yeah, you too can be an Alicorn if you just try hard enough.
Just yes, exactly. And so this large chunk of text in my review for a long time was, okay, that's great for everyone like Twilight Sparkle, but for the rest of us, we sit around in our underwear contemplating the fact that Digi Brony is an effing Alicorn princess. That's great. Just great.
Even back then, you couldn't follow your own bullshit.
You guys to be better, because I think Gigguk has potential to make great YouTube videos. You know, dude knows how to edit. Dude knows how to do voice acting. He can do some joke. I don't find him funny at all, but some people do. So like, there's clearly a lot of potential there, but then I have to sit through 3 fucking minutes of him describing why he's into the show.
You admit you don't seem to understand comedy. Lesson 1 about videos on YouTube. Do not make a video on a subject you do not understand. Hell, lesson 1 is not to admit that you don't know. To get your point about analytics, to cut a promo which is for entertainment purposes, your video is dead on arrival, but if you would have put some substance in here anywhere, I could have ignored that. I could have suspended my disbelief.
You guys to be better, because I think Gigguk has potential to make great YouTube videos. You know, dude knows how to edit. Dude knows how to do voice acting. He can do some joke. I don't find him funny at all, but some people do. So like, there's clearly a lot of potential there, but then I have to sit through 3 fucking minutes of him describing why he's into the show. Whatever, you know. Gigguk doesn't deserve this. None of the people I'm going to talk about necessarily deserve it, except for one. But I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. How do I talk to these fucking people? I don't know how to just approach Gigguk and tell him everything I think is wrong with his videos. Why the fuck would he care? It has to get out somewhere, though. If there's any chance that he'd hear this and cut that part out of his script. You know, and I'm not even going to talk about all the YouTubers who are just garbage. Like, I made a video, or I made some tweets about how I was going to, like, rag on a bunch of YouTubers, and everyone's like, talk about the Anime Man. You think I can sit through a video of the Anime Man? You think I'm actually going to watch enough of his content to figure out what to criticize about it? You think I'm going to sit through a whole Arcada video? It's not happening. That's not what we're here for. You know, I'm not going to watch a whole Misty Cronexia video. Those guys are probably nice guys. I don't care. Because I don't respect people just for being nice guys as content creators. You know, like I've heard, you know, Jeff, Mother's Basement, he was telling me like, yeah, I met Arcada and he's a nice guy. And I'm like, that doesn't make his videos good. His videos are not entertaining. Why would I respect him as an entertainer if I don't find his videos entertaining? I meet nice guys all the time. My fans are nice guys. They don't make videos, you know. If they did, I would tell them what's wrong with them.
Dear Digi, when I tried talking to you about when Tom came on and his interests, you zoned out. You didn't care. But you know what? You were probably drunk, so I'll do this. I give Tommy Oliver $1 a month because he's a nice guy. He's the nicest guy in your group. He's a bro. He's a genuine, amazing human being who deserves a lot better than he gets. I appreciate his talent and like what he does on Rebel Pixels. But if I can levy the cold hard truth, no one cares that bad about tablets. And I know a who's who of artists in the Brony fandom. They all get the same cheap $50 to $100 piece of shit tablets. That for whatever they can get their hands on. Because artists are broke, Digi. No one will watch Tom talk about $400 to $500 to $600 of tech. It's not because he's untalented. He surely is. But it's impossible to make such a narrow thing into an empire, at least in Tom's case. I want you to tell me what critical mumbo-jumbo that you've told him to make him better, Digi. I want to see it in the fucking comments section of this video. I'm not dogging the man. I loved having him on. I loved researching what he wanted to talk about. I'd apologize for not getting him a cast that would have better suited him. You are completely and utterly full of shit. On when it comes to, oh, I do this with my friends from the PCP. That is a fucking disorganized garbage bin if I ever saw one. See, back in the day, the advice I got from a podcast member, Jesse Wood, who's told me, don't have that many people. Don't let it become a circle jerk. And that's what the PCP is. I'm pulling a fuck ton of punches by saying only just that.
I meet nice guys all the time. My fans are nice guys. They don't make videos.
I paid Digi $20 to give me feedback on my video on Tokyo Ghoul, and he never said a single solitary fucking word. I'm not even mad. I'm telling you, every time Digi mentions some horseshit like this, it's 100% bullshit. Oh, and Kanappa, you offer your friends feedback? Why is that here? You know, I'm going to jump straight to this part where I unequivocally know that I'm dealing with a cocksucker. Let's go to the third video. This is the most sound of the three.
YouTubers criticize each other, it becomes drama as opposed to criticism. Which is funny because it's exactly what we're doing to all these other artists every day when we make critical analysis of their work. It's no different.
That's funny, Digi. My friends, my girlfriend, my enemies call my videos where I critique other people drama videos. Cider calls what I do drama. You, and I, knowing that I critique other people, call it drama, you pretentious cockboy. I know you have a hard time with words and titles. Drama is when people react poorly to an action. I myself have zero problems with it being at the heart of that reaction. Do you understand? It's the price of admission for an honest experience.
From me shitting on Sword Art Online, which I've done so much. You know, I've called out the author Reki Kawahara by name many times in those videos, and no one ever had a problem with that, you know? But once it's in the same neck of the woods as me, and it's like, oh, this is a community, you know?
You've called it a community on videos you've unlisted. You bragged about it. Oh boy, I'm going away from the Brony community now to the anime community. See, your problem is, Digi, you want to redefine the rules where you can find a way where you are always the hammer and never the nail, and be the purveyor of good taste. You're not, and God be willing you never will be.
Now, Giguk's big point in his video was, don't try to be like DigiBro, don't even try to be like me. Be your own animal, you know, make your own content that appeals to you. Yeah, fine, that's a nice platitude.
Now, where have I heard this before?
Preening knobsacks, sitting safe at their desk, and assuring everyone that physical force is always the worst thing you could ever resort to, filled with empty, worthless platitudes about the moral high ground.
See, Digi, like you, I also like Lily's content. It's not about blindly following what's a retarded idea when it's presented to me. At the start of my magical journey as a brony, I went with your analysis kick because, if not for DigiBro, I would have never bothered. I don't regret that decision despite finding peace with certain people, but considering Digi's age, I've been watching anime since, well, Robotech and Transor Z made it first to the States. And I may well have been watching anime before, well, Digi was ever alive. Feel free to go do the math. I hope Digi gets all the Google AdSense and Patreon money his heart ever desires. The idea that this man will ever become as influential on what to say what is and isn't entertaining? No, 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 no. By the way, Gigguk, if you would ever like to be a spiteful ass, you should come on my show. I'd be glad to treat you like a human being and not scream at you. Why? Well, for no good reason, of course. Mwah!
Okay. It tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
The taste you can see. Well, as long as you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I just saw a video that was funny. It's a dieting hack. They took a donut.
Judge Bill is asking me, are you working for the CIA? I said, well, if I am, Bill, you're fine.
Thanks for the interruption.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so you take a donut, cut it in half. Now you have a bagel, and bagels are healthy.
That's true. All right, new day.
I need to be heading to bed. Good night.
All right, Bill. I'm passing this to Oki.
Anthony, what time's the interview tomorrow?
8 p.m. Central.
Okay, cool. So Tara got her shadow box today.
Nice.
And sent her.
Oh, he's coming in. Boop. This is literally the coolest guy from 8chan. This is Judge Bill.
Judge Bill.
Judge Bill. This is, you know, all the historians like talk about Rommel like a cool guy despite being a Nazi. This is the equivalent.
Okay.
First off,
yes,
calling me a Nazi.
Well, actually, I said Rommel. Rommel, that's a good thing, man.
Well, nah, let's not downplay just how fucked up the Nazis were, okay?
As a historian, freaking even Winston Churchill liked freaking Rommel.
This is true, but, you know...
Hey, Sunny Honey.
Hello.
So, what kind of CIA cabal did I get dragged into?
I assumed you were.
I'm on to you, bro.
Oh,
I'm on
no.
to you.
If I
Dr.
were on-
Daedalus.
If I were in the CIA, don't you think Jim would have outed me by now? Did you see his video on Double O? What was it? Double O dipshit. That shit was fucking comedy gold.
Oh, dude. What makes it funny is he's not wrong. Bolt 7 just dropped.
You know, his latest videos have been knocking it out of the park. I was like, I'm starting to see the appeal now, especially when he smacked the shit out of fucking who's that dipshit from Transformers?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Oh god, his video on Shia LaBeouf was like magical.
Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Jesus. Yeah. You have been divided. God.
But yeah, we're going over documents that the WikiLeaks dropped on the CIA's cyber espionage, and holy shit, the entire fucking division, they're all fucking bronies.
Wow.
No shit, they're actually, oh my god, the CIA. One of you might actually be an agent.
Okay, well, this is why I highly doubt that. Wouldn't they be fucking with Lily Pete nonstop then? Like seriously?
I could see that happening.
Jerry did say he works for Correct the Record.
There is no way. Unless that was... Are you telling me the transgender thing is a deep undercover op?
God, I wish I was deep in this. Actually, if you want to get right down to
You
it,
have Irish right there.
Yeah.
Has a long-standing history of doing shit for attention, like saying, "Oh, I got fucking bum legs. Some crazy old lady stabbed me in the eye, and I got like frosty ass vision in that eye." A couple years later, when nobody's paying attention, "Oh yeah, guys, I'm totes a brony. I'm totally into this, even though I totally made fun of you guys. Even though I used to be a rational individual, I'm kind of not. Oh, I'm not getting enough attention. Oh yeah, I'm trans now. On top of being a brony, what's all this old shit? What's RVI? Fuck that. That never happened. Let's delete that from the internet." He's an attention whore that's probably looking for a quick paycheck.
Oh, you're not wrong on that part.
Yeah,
he certainly does love his attention.
And considering the fact of how sloppy our fucking government is run when it comes to this shit, I wouldn't be surprised if he was outsourced a couple of times.
Well, given the place where he comes from, Canada, it's pretty lax, so yeah.
You know, I'm willing to believe that the fucking goddamn media doesn't know what the fuck it's talking about anymore. I'm okay with that. I'm willing to believe that potentially our president is efficient in some goddamn way. I could buy that.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's
What you were telling me here, it's an awful lot to stomach, man.
Oh, this is just me having fun.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, what Jerry, Lily, Pilly, Killy, whatever the fuck it wants to call
Lily.
itself, does is actually of little to no consequence.
Okay.
Busting a nut on my fucking desktop has more relevance than anything that schmuck puts out, to be perfectly honest. That's just what it is.
Okay.
But come the fuck on. I'm bored, and this shit sounds like it's more fun.
Oh, yeah, no.
I mean, what we do know is the cat worked for Correct the Record. He's outright said, yeah, I took money from CTR to shill for Hillary. That is public knowledge.
Wouldn't most Democrats take money to shill for Hillary?
Oh, they all did. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Not all of them.
Yeah, but you gotta remember the ones that did all the talking, the establishments, the ones that were working for the corporations, they were, they sold out real quick.
And they are all bronies in the sky, so what was it now?
And then there's the whole CNN, so.
I know there's a big divide in the Democratic Party between the establishment Democrats and the what are called the Justice Democrats, which are trying to fight the
problem is the Justice Democrats are more of the same problem that the corporate Democrats exploit. Same, the same focus on identity politics, the same collectivist mentality. One represents crony capitalism, the other represents communism.
I wouldn't say communism.
Or some weird perversion of it, if you get right down to it. It's an authoritarian movement, nonetheless.
Would that be the correct term?
No, I'm staying away. I'm trying to stay away from terms like Marxism and communism because, dumbasses like Glenn Beck have used that, poisoned that fucking term.
I haven't heard shit from him in forever.
Oh, you know what he's doing? He's
What?
working with Samantha Bee now.
I've heard Samantha Bee's name. I forgot where the fuck it's
She was on the Daily Show.
Yep.
Okay.
Glenn Beck has always been a never Trump cat. As a matter of fact, he's always been more of a Hillary supporter, even from day one.
I'm pretty sure he was more of a, what's his name? The guy from Texas.
Mm-mm.
Until he said he saw him calculate, is what the term he said.
So, Bill, are you looking forward to President Pence's reign after Trump gets thrown out? I am.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I love about these progressives. We're all about LGBT rights and, all this good shit. President Pence. Or actually,
I'm straight. That's not my problem.
Isn't that the kind of shit that conservatives usually get accused of? And plus, let's get Trump getting out on. I mean, seriously, ain't shit happened. Everyone's starting to scream, "Oh my God, it's all on fire!"
No, this is what basically he tipped his hand about something to the media where he's like, I'll tell you about so-and-so. Now, here's the whole idea. Generally, every time a president comes in, talks to the old guy, there's a mutual agreement to cover up whatever bullshit the last asshole did. It's why none of them ever go to jail. He gets in, it's not even been half a year, and he's like, oh, I'll tell on the other guy if you don't leave me alone. I'm like, no. He's
what?
He's going to say some stupid shit.
What are you talking about?
I've heard him in video fucking where he's sitting there saying, oh, dare me to ask about so-and-so about Obama. And I'm like, and you had to hear the Republicans going, leave us to our investigation, which was basically, hey, shut up.
In short, he talks too much.
Yes, he does talk too
much.
Much.
He does talk too much. I'll give you that one. But, it's one of those situations I hear, Trump says he's going to give away the nuclear codes to Japan. What? Let's look this up.
Where have you heard that?
Stupid shit like that from the Young Turks.
I haven't heard any of that.
Okay, I want to back up on that. Who listens to the Young Turks? Like anyone?
Oh, dear fucking God.
I do, and I haven't heard him say stupid shit like that.
Oh, you mean like how the Berkeley riots were perpetrated by 4chan guys and covert conservatives?
Yeah, I could also say the same thing about the town hall meetings and Republicans accusing all those protesters of being paid.
I would like to say, if it's true, let's see. Let's have it happen. I want facts actually exposed on all sides here.
Say, Bill, if Irish John is recording this, would you be cool with that?
Shit. I ain't worried about nothing.
Okay, cool. John, you got a copy?